So FanFest, right? We were there. You were there, no?
Yeah, I was there. I was lurking around.
You were there with me. You was there too. How did you... So, all in all, if you could describe FanFest in, like, one sentence, how would you describe it?
Dancing green.
You're so right for that, actually. I really liked FanFest.
Oh no, I like that you could tell that Square really latched on to Dancing Green as a character.
I mean, to be fair, it's Dancing Green.
Again, yeah, it is, but
Like-
seeing like Soken come up on stage with the sparkly jacket and the glasses,
Dude, it was so baller. There we go. It's fixed. We did it. Yay. Partially fixed, but this is about as fixed as I'm gonna get it for now. Wait, Peppa, how the fuck are you on a 10 stream streak? I haven't even fucking streamed 10 times in the past month. So FanFest, I ended up going with Pastry Puppy, Lilac Literature, Gnome, Soren, and some more of our good friends. We ended up meeting some good friends there as well. It was
and some of our sworn enemies.
It well and truly was probably one of the best times I've had at a con. I believe Pastry had already streamed recently in regards to talking about their FanFest experience. Oh, they were going to it, that their washing machine exploded. Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's what it was. The humble exploding washing machine.
Humble washing machine explosion. So I got in Thursday morning, and I'm sure that if you've seen my Blue Sky, or if you guys have heard me talking about it, I had one hell of a trip all the way before. I ended up going to New York and flying out of New York because it ended up being cheaper for me. So I ended up doing that. Now the fun part of that is, so I had to go Wednesday. And the night before, I was up until 2 a.m. playing Tomodachi Life and kind of forgot to pack. So I had to like really rush everything together. Like I forgot my light stick, I forgot one of the dresses I was gonna wear. I ended up just kind of like putting my essentials in a bag and then grabbing my 3DS, and that's it. Oh, I also grabbed my uni stuff because I had to do uni work. I had a midterm due after the first day at FanFest. And when I say that's it, I get to New York, I'm just kind of chilling out. I'm like, yeah, I've got everything. I leave my passport on my dresser and I look at it and I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna need my passport. We're all good. Thursday morning rolls around. I'm up at like 4 a.m. in the Uber going to LaGuardia. I go to check my backpack and I'm like, hey, where's my wallet? So I'm tearing up my backpack in the back of this Uber, literally taking everything out to put it back in to make sure I had it. This poor fucking guy. I'm in a call with a friend of mine and I'm like, hey, I don't have my wallet. And my friend Roni went, girl, don't you have a flight today? And I was like, yeah, I'm literally like going there. And she's like, can you go back to your house and get it? And I was like, I'm in New York. I can't go home and get my wallet. I know exactly where it is. It's in my room at home, which is not in New York City. That's not where it was. And I just sat there and I went, oh fuck. What do I do? So the first thing I do is I call my mom and I'm like, Mom, I'm like due to hyperventilate. I'm taking super deep breaths trying to figure everything out. And I'm like, Mom, I forgot my wallet. And she's just like, you what? And I went, I forgot my wallet. And she's like, that's okay. That's okay. And I was like, what do you mean it's okay? I have a flight to get to. I have a fucking flight to catch. I'm gonna fucking, I have a flight to catch. I'm gonna fucking die. I don't got shit. And she was like, no, it's cool. So basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna tell TSA, hey, I don't have my ID and they're gonna try to help you. And I went, okay, surely this is true. And so I go up and I go to like grab my boarding pass. Old man would have called me an idiot before doing what your mom did. She did not call me an idiot specifically because I was literally on the verge of tears and an anxiety attack. Also, it was like 4 a.m. I don't think she had like the brain capacity to go like, you're fucking stupid. So I sat there and I was just like, oh fuck, I'm fucked. So I go up to the Southwest counter and I'm just like toddling up. I'm just toddling up, like, with my whole, and I was just like, hi, I don't have my ID. Can I still get on the plane? And they were like, no. They told me no. They were like straight up, you're not getting on that fucking plane. And I went, okay. And I called my mom again.
Read my lips. No.
No. So I called my mom again and I go, Mom, I talked to the people at the Southwest counter. They said I can't get on the plane without my ID. And she was like, what the fuck are they talking about? Yes, you can. I've done it before. And I was like, you've done it before? But basically what ended up happening was, so basically I'm at the Southwest counter and my mom was like, go to TSA. Go to TSA themselves because Southwest is not going to, they didn't tell you the truth. Probably just because they didn't know. And I'm just like, okay. And I sniffle up, I grab my bag, and I pick it up. I have like this weekender bag that I'm using, I'm holding in my hand. And I'm just like, you know, I'm just kind of like waddling over to the TSA line. And I see a QR code, and I scan it instinctively. What it was the TSA Confirm ID program, which only came out not too long ago. Originally, you had to do like a full extra screening as well as like filling out a massive form in order to be like, hey, I am who I say I am. Nowadays, you just fill out a tiny ass form, you pay TSA $45. If they can't find your passport in their system, they ask you like a couple of questions. I got through so fucking quickly. Literally, like, they were asking the person in front of me, they're like, which address out of all of these is one that, like, you recognize? Which model of car is, connected to you? Have you ever opened up this kind of credit card? They looked at me, they were like, I don't know if it's because I was a really scared little white girl, or if it's because they just found my passport that quickly, but they were like, yeah, we don't have any questions for you. You could just go up to security. And I was just like, you brought me? And they were like, yeah, go, please. And I was like, thank you. So I go up and I waddle over to security and I get there through like 20 minutes. And I called my mom back and I was like, Mom, it worked. It worked. She was like, that was fast. And I was like, yeah, I just had to pay like $50 to TSA. And the best part is that Confirm ID worked both ways. So I didn't have to pay the $45 again at LAX. They were just kind of, they found it, they saw my receipt, they found my passport, and they're like, yeah, you're good to go. Please go. And I was like, okay, cool, thanks. And I just walked through. Literally have bad luck. Yes, I do. However, so we went with a group of like 20 people in total. We had our FC, like people from Gnomes FC. Yeah, your flight experience was relatively smooth coming over to LA, if I recall correctly, right, Gnome?
It was normal enough.
Yeah?
Yeah, again, the only real speed bump was I didn't have like an updated like real ID or whatever they needed. Mm-hmm. So I, on the drive over, just paid the fee. And I was told there was still a chance that I might have to, like, you know, go through some whatever. And both ways, they looked at, like, they scanned my ID. Like, all right, you're good. And I'm like, okay. And, listen, it's a nice gift horse. I'm not going to look into its mouth.
Yeah, real.
But I think our flight back was a little annoying. They had some issues with, like, the amount of, like, luggage they could hold. So I had to get my bag checked. But aside from that, that was it. I watched Princess Bride on the way, too.
What a great film. Well and truly still fucking holds up, which is really impressive.
One of the movies of all time.
One of the films of all time. I love you, Rob Ryder. Rest in peace. So yeah, we get there. We get to LA, and I realize I need my ID in order to get into FanFest because I bought the tickets. And so like while I'm like in Texas, like playing Bravely Default and also like doing a little bit of my uni work, I ended up going back to the Final Fantasy XIV website for FanFest. And I went, if you have 2 tickets, who has to pick it up? Yeah, literally maxing. Like, I'm doing like 50,000 things all at once, because my thing is, I bought tickets for both myself and for Lilith. We were both on my tickets. So I had her name and my name on both of our tickets, and my big thing was, I want to make sure that Lilith can at least get into the con, even if I can't. So what I did was I searched through the FAQ, and I saw the registration event rules and guidelines, and I looked into it, and they were like, if you have 2 tickets with 2 names on them, either person can pick up both tickets. And I went, holy shit, this is a game changer. were so bad. So when we got to LA, Lilith had already been in LA for about a day. I ended up, after getting to the hotel, I was like, hi, I don't have my ID, but I'm with these people, because Pastry ended up booking the hotel. Can you hold my bag just until like everyone else gets here, because they don't get here till like 7. And the guy at the desk was so kind to me. He was like, yeah, sure, absolutely. We can hold your bag. So I go there. I go to Denny's, and I started to try to do schoolwork. I was also so hungry. Oh my god, hi, Luis. Oh my god, hi, Luis DeVille. It was so fun playing with you yesterday. How are you? Yeah, Denny's. So my laptop doesn't connect to the Denny's Wi-Fi. So I tried disconnecting and reconnecting like 3 times, and it just doesn't fucking work. And I go, I can't believe I'm having a Linux moment in the middle of fucking Denny's in Los Angeles. I was like, it's gotta be my laptop. Because sometimes when I have to like log in through a website, yeah, Linux, I'm sorry. I only use Linux on my laptop. I don't use Linux on my PC, mainly because Final Fantasy XIV. I wish I still had Windows 10. Unfortunately, my computer updated to Windows 11 without my permission at one point, and so I've just kind of been in Windows 11 hell, and it sucks. Insert 4chan Linux post here. Shut up, Soren. You know it's only because of my laptop that we were able to stream Tool Academy, right?
The Linux didn't help.
I mean, the Linux didn't help, but the Linux didn't hurt.
I don't know what y'all did to the smart TV in there. That thing just didn't work.
I don't fucking know. Oh, it was probably because I swapped the HDMI for the HDMI cable.
Either way,
yeah.
We couldn't watch anything after you left.
But yeah, so Lilith gets to the Denny's not too long after me. We end up getting a message from Pastry going, by the way, I can add your guys' name to the hotel. That way you can check in. I can add either Loon or Lilith's. And I was like, add Lilith's. Don't add mine. Once we got in, we end up going to the FanFest building itself, and we go through line. We get to the registration. Lilith gives her phone to the registration attendee, and the registration attendee goes, can I see Loon's ID? And we both go, what? And she goes, whose phone is this? And we both go, Lilith's? And then she goes, whose email was this registered under? And we both instinctively went Lilith's, even though it was under mine. Both of our names are on it. I have a picture of my ID and my passport in my phone, and if I just explain and go, hey, these are the rules that were written on the website, these are my IDs, I just don't have them with me. Lilith does, can we use hers? But basically she was like, yeah, stuff makes mistakes, we'll use Lilith's ID. And I was like, okay, cool. We get our wristbands, we get our goodie bags. Everything's all good. We're all good. I text my stepmom goes, yeah, I can direct mail you your passport. And I was like, that's cool. We don't need it anymore. Turns out she had just completely forgotten to send it anyway, which thank God, because I really didn't need it. And that would have been a nightmare had it arrived after I had already left. So we're all good to go. Because I was sitting there like, am I going to need it for am I going to need my ID for the meet and greet for Tamaki-san and Foxclan? No, I didn't need that shit. They just scanned that shit and we're just like, yeah, you can go. And I was like, cool. So we got into FanFest perfectly fine. The gnome and his gang end up getting in pretty late, but we're like, you've got what was it, 10 or 45 minutes?
We thought we had 20 minutes
to get
we thought
to
the place,
to get to the place,
get our tickets and all that, or get our whatever it is, and then get out.
Yeah.
So we're rushing, and you were like, oh yeah, we can meet you outside to grab your bags and hold on to them while you do that. So we get there, you're not there.
Yeah.
But another person from our group was there holding other people's bags, so we're like, hi, hold these, bye.
Which, thank God,
we ran off.
Lilith and I ended up going, oh, let's see if we can go this way and it'll be faster. It was not, because it ended up being blocked off from the convention center itself. So we had to walk all the way back in order to walk the normal way.
But we then, got our tickets, and then we're like, all right, well, was it Pastry Puppy put in GPS of okay, how do we get to the hotel? Turns out it set the driving route instead of walking, so it took us a longer route than it should have, because again, it was accounting for driving and not walking paths. So we ended up walking through a couple blocks of residential neighborhoods,
considering it was literally just down the street. Yeah, Lilith and I were at the front waiting for you guys to come back out, and we were like, where are they? so after a while, we end up just kind of start people watching. So basically with it, there was this one little area that was like a giant staircase that a lot of people use for cosplay photos. And I was at the top, like right next to the fake bushes. I looked over to my left and I was like, that guy looks really familiar. And I see his like really white hair and I'm like, is that Foxclaw? And he was talking with Soken about it. And I was like, is that Soken? And then Lilith goes and looks and we're like, is that Yushi P? Hi, Cadence. It's nice to meet you. Welcome in. We're talking Fan Fest. You almost asked one of them to hold your bag? What? Hi. I'm back. Probably. Look, I'm still setting stuff up again. It wouldn't be a loon stream without it dying 40 minutes in. That's for fucking sure. I have to. Yeah. And then chat overlay. Oh, so the chat overlay decides to work properly now. All right, cool. All right, cool. We back.
Weeba.
So yeah, where were we? Yes, I can't believe that they were standing right at the gondola and you almost asked them to hold something for you. Like, did you recognize them or were you just not fully paying attention? Because if I did that, I would have been fucking mortified if I found out that I was like just standing right there. That they were just like standing right there. That's funny as hell.
I mean, listen, you know how I feel about just like saying crazy shit.
Yeah. You wanted to meet Jason Charles Miller and go like, yo, I loved your work on Metal Gear Rising Revengeance at the Final Fantasy XIV convention.
Well, there's also the time where we saw Adam Conover. And
oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I didn't realize you were the annoying-ass guy from Adam Ruins Everything until you started yapping on stage.
Yeah. I forgot, yeah. Like,
I said that to his face.
You did say that to his face, and I think he found it really funny. But yeah, so basically, once we got everyone together, we were like, I think we went to Soren. We were like, Soren, have you ever seen Tool Academy?
Well, no, we didn't. We just started playing. It was season 2.
Yeah, we just started playing season 2 of Tool Academy.
Like, what is this? And we're like, whoa, hold on.
Here for the loot news. Oh my god, thank you. Hi, Frog. So we started showing our good friend Soren, Boomer Virgil in the chat, Tool Academy, and he was enthralled. Bro was enraptured, well and truly. Also, shout out to our good friend Jared Eisner, whose flight got delayed to the point where he didn't get in till like 11 p.m. Poor guy. Dude was exhausted. Pastry is brain rotted as shit. You thought it was a dog shit object show. It is truly the apex of trash TV, to the point where I told my mom about it, and I was like, if you're ever sick to the point of like deliriousness, please watch Tool Academy. It's dog water. Well and truly. And she was like, yeah, sure, that sounds fun. And I was like, yeah, they're all characters. I think at some point we'll probably come in here and watch some Tool Academy. They've been having you stream it. That's awesome.
Amazing.
I think at some point we'll probably do either in the server or in or on a stream we'll watch some Tool Academy, because I think it's funny and I just want to watch just the full show. But yeah, FanFest comes in, so we get up early to go to get to the line around 7 a.m. We're there. There's like a couple hundred people there already, but we have a really good spot in line. We end up meeting some people in the line. And they end up going, yeah, I saw the people who were polled, because there was a poll on Reddit basically going around like, what is your main? And Paladin was the main one. They're like, yeah, a lot of straight guys who play Paladin are here. And immediately looked at Gnome and they were like, you look like a Paladin main. And basically called him cishet to his face. And that was so fucking funny.
It was funny, and then I'm like, please perceive my character. And the person went, yeah, never mind. You're not straight.
Yeah. Oh, you're a monk main? Fuck yeah, MB. That's awesome. We have a couple of monk mains in chat. My good friend Steph is a monk main. I haven't pulled up. I'm still a pugilist myself, but Black Mage Supremacy. Yes, I know, Soren. I know. This
is being said as I was already on a training dummy on Monk right now.
And a Sage main. Fuck yeah. MB, once we finish talking about FanFest, if you would like, we're more than happy to add you to a party if you want to like run some dailies or do some EX6. So basically, we end up in line. We get pretty good seats for Keynote. Except for Soren. You got fucked, dude. I'm so sorry. You were like standing room for the keynote. That shit was funny as hell. Once we get to the keynote, it's this, we were like worried. We were thinking it's this like really small venue. No, it was fucking massive. It was large. It was huge, and it was so cool to see. Honestly, the vibes were amazing. It was so nice to just see, like, you know, all of the Warriors of Light and everyone else who just absolutely adores Final Fantasy, just like, you know, walking around and talking to each other. Yeah, I literally looked back like 10 minutes later and saw that you weren't there, and I was like, did Soren turn into a woman? Like, Soren is this guy who basically looks like
default human male.
During the keynote, it was a massive venue, and there was a lot of seating and standing room for everyone. We get there, and I think isn't it the top music that was playing during the last 60 seconds?
They were playing, I thought it was To the Edge.
Oh, it was To the Edge. You're right, because it had the ticking sound.
But I think they also were doing like Dawn Trail by the like countdown.
Yeah, they were also doing Dawn Trail. I heard the Nautilus knows, but the place goes dark immediately, and the screens come up and they start playing the Evercold trailer. So we're getting the world premiere of the Evercold trailer. We're all freaking the fuck out. It looks amazing. I do want to take a stream at some point and just kind of go through it and just kind of piece by piece analyze and sort of go like, oh, here's stuff here, here's, things that, we see. Like, that would be really fun. I would absolutely adore to do that, and I definitely want to at some point. So with that, we end up seeing, so after that, the Evercold drops, and it's just, crowd goes wild. Because, the X-Pack looked amazing. Hold your expectations down as Dawn Trail burnt you out with the MSQ. Dawn Trail also caused me to burn out with the MSQ. I ended up taking a massive break after finishing in early access, and then I took a break afterwards as well. It was only recently that I really fell back in love with 14 over the past few months, and it's been honestly just a really nice time. I've ended up meeting new people, I've been making new friends, I've been, reconnecting with old friends, I've been reconnecting with Gnomes FC and just having a really good time, because it's just been a really good time for me. It's been really helpful. I've had a really rough couple of months. And it's been a really nice time, and it's been nice to have something basically like consistent to come back to, and something to, have and forge these bonds with my friends, because that's really what 14 ends up being for me, is a thing to play with my friends. It's why I tell people to play the free trial, and it's why I tell people to milk the free trial for all it's fucking worth, because you guys get to play Peak now. If you're not on 14, you need to start playing 14. Shadowbringers is free. I had to pay for that shit. It's so fucking good. Please at least try the free trial of 14 if you've ever been curious. It's never been a better time than now. 5.3 is where you started. That's sick. I started playing the free trial at 5.55. A little bit before Endwalker came out, I was like, I have a PC now. I remember trying to play FF14 on my PS4 when I originally got my PS4 like 10, 12 years ago, back when the free trial was like Heavensward, or back when the game was Heavensward, I can't remember. It was back in 2014, so it was probably then, and I didn't have money for the sub. I saw the game was free, and I was like, okay, cool. Played quite a bit on PS4, but then PC happened, you never went back. Fair enough. I'm so glad I never started playing on PS4, because I get it on PC. Evercold trailer goes crazy. Yoshi P comes out in this like Ratatin shirt that says guess who's back, and I'm like, what the fuck do you mean Ratatin is back? New jobs being a tank and a fizz range, thank God. Also, something I did forget to mention, that same person who called Gnome out for being a cishet paladin user called my ass out for being a fizz range player. I was like, god damn it.
All of that person's like guesses were spot on.
They were spot on for almost everyone. It was kind of insane. I was like, holy shit. But yeah, we end up going there. We end up sitting next to someone who's super, super nice. Like, I still talk with him. I ended up making a server for all the people that I ended up meeting at FanFest. And it's been just really nice to, hang out with people and stuff. I absolutely adored everyone that I met. It was really, really cool. I had already, started screaming at the Evercold trailer, especially with Reaper Meteor and all just all the gothic inspiration and everything. As soon as they announced the Evangelion collab for Alliance Raids, I screamed at the top of my lungs, to the point where that was where I just completely lost my voice.
The whole hall started losing their minds when a couple notes of music started playing.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
I haven't seen Evangelion still, so I was a little like,
I need to show you Evangelion. It's so fucking key. The Evolve mode, aka one button macro, is gonna be the future. Oh, 100%. Like, Reborn mode is just gonna be like... Oh, I was also shocked when the Eva music happened. Because I did see the note of, like, this is gonna contain copyrighted music. I was like, Final Fantasy has never had that issue before in terms of, like, stuff like that, so what's going on? Honestly, if they make Alliance Raids just collabs forever, I would be happy with that, because the Alliance Raids are the parts where, like, it can be, yeah, welcome to copyrighted music. I would be super happy if, like, you know, it just kept being, like, collaborations. Like, I really liked what they did with the Nier raids. I like the FF11 raids. I cannot wait for Soken's version of Cruel Angel's Thesis. Holy shit, that's gonna be
like Cruel Angel's Thesis crossed over with Prelude.
It's gonna be so peak. It's gonna be so fire. We're gonna be so back. Also, just the fact of it being, like, you know, Evangelion during Evercold, it really has me wonder, like, the tone of... Like, I know Evercold's gonna be darker and stuff. Get the fucking mech or Alphino's gonna have to do it again. I was really worried about what Evolve mode was gonna end up looking like, and then I saw it at the dev panel, and I'm really excited for it. They really fixed a lot of my issues with job identity and jobs kind of just sort of homogenizing, and then the 2-minute meta and everything, to the point where just some jobs are just objectively better for, you know, fights than others.
Rest in piss 2-minute meta.
Rest in piss 2-minute meta. We're gone. It's gone. Thank God. I'm really curious as to how they're gonna change stuff like Astro and Black Mage. But after seeing what they did with Dragoon, I'm really excited. Thank God that shit's gone.
We might be able to get the summoner players their dot summoner back. Maybe they'll get to have their job again.
Yeah, maybe.
I like the Paladin changes, though.
The Paladin changes look really
very
good.
Happy.
I really like the fact that some of the buttons are, you know, whether you're hitting an enemy or another player, it changes what it does. That way they can consolidate buttons. That's really cool, and I really like that. So I'm really excited to see what they do for it.
I think I saw people, like, complaining about the, like, oh, they're gonna make it all one-button rotations, but then you think about, like, Paladin and Scholar have so many buttons on their hotbar.
Oh my god.
We really need some consolidation.
They really do.
Urgently.
Dude, Paladin takes up the 3 full hotbars. It's kind of insane.
Paladin and Scholar, I think, are the 2 most populated job hotbars.
Yeah.
Paladin's got, like, Confiteor combo across 2 different buttons.
Yeah. It's really insane how much they have. It's really exciting to see what they're gonna do, because I think it's just gonna end up being a really good time. I really want to see Evolve Machinist. I don't think it's gonna change much, but I really like Machinist, and I want to see it. I want to see what's going on with it.
I think the prospect of P-range with casts is very fun.
I am really excited. I want to see a range with casts.
They gave Prange more casts and White Mage less casts. It's
They
funny.
did. They were just like, yeah, for your damage, you just get insta-cast. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Cool.
You see, part of me is like, okay, so that means White Mages will actually heal and then just use damage when they need to. No, that just means we're just going to have a bunch of glare spammers.
Dude, it is. It's the time for me. I'm really excited to see, like, just what they do for everything. I think when I do another stream regarding looking at the Evercold stuff, we're also going to end up looking at the keynote and going through and just kind of giving my thoughts on it. Because a lot of it I was just kind of like, you know, freaking the hell out until they mentioned seasons, and then I got really scared. I got really scared when I heard about a battle pass mechanic, and he was like, it's nothing like a battle pass mechanic. Hearing the entire place erupt into screams when they were like, yeah, we're adding cross DC region PF, was awesome. Shout out to all my Dynamis players. You guys are going to be able to actually play the game from your home server. You can get off of my server. Thank God.
I did see someone say that we are going to unfortunately get
Crystal Raiders?
some of the interesting Crystal Raiders in PF now.
As someone who used to do a bit of crystal raiding, I'm scared for that. That's scary. I'm terrified. We're finally also getting RGB sliders and just more character customization. I'm really excited for all of that. The piano concert and the Primals concert were like life-changing experiences. Hearing Amanda Aiken sing Be My Honey, I've never been more attracted to women in my life.
Hey, let's not forget about Not Afraid, by the way.
Not Afraid. Yoshi P going up there
and walk on stage, and I'm like, hey, what's Unk doing up there? Yeah. Oh, Unk's gonna death metal scream. All right.
Oh my God! Wait, Sword. I didn't even think about that. The cross PF venue. Well, I mean, we already technically have cross PF venue ads. They just send people to other DCs now.
Wait. Sword, please inform me if any of your venue people end up having a rating PF in there. I need to show up and I need to witness.
Yes! Oh my God, please. With it was super fun. It was super nice meeting Tamaki, doing the meet and greet with Tamaki and Foxclaw. It was really cool. I ended up in the line. I was like, you know, they're doing all of this for us. You know, they're, you know, coming all the way here. The least I can do is like, speak Japanese, because I know like the basics. I know the basics. I've taken classes in Japanese and I've done some self-study. Can I read? No. Can I read a little bit? Yeah, a little bit of like hiragana, katakana. I can do a little bit of that and like a couple of kanji, but I can't really read. But I can, if I'm listening, I can pick out bits and pieces and get like the gist of something. So when I was there, when I was in the line, my brain was like, I need to make sure otsukare is like the correct term that I need to use. And I was like, okay, cool, it is. So we do that. I go up there and like, hajimemashite, arigatou gozaimasu, for like everything that they've done. With that, they seem very nice. They seem very happy that like, I was making the effort and stuff. We take the pictures. Lilith and I end up doing like the heart emote, like the little heart emote that you got for Little Ladies Day like 2 years ago. We end up going like, thank you again, and I end up trying to say, otsukare-sama desu. And I end up stumbling my words so badly. Like, they started laughing, which was very sweet. And I'm glad that I was able to at least make them laugh. But I was sitting there like, oh fuck, I just fucked up so fucking badly. And like, after I was able to get it out, of like otsukare-sama, I think I just ended up shortening it to otsukare, which was like way too casual for the people that I was talking to. It was very funny as well, because the first night we saw Yoshi P, like as they were walking over to their hotel, we saw Yoshi P just light up a cigarette, and both Lilith and I just nodded sagely. We're like, yeah, mood, I would too. But yeah, it was really fun, and I had such a great time with it, and I'm so excited for FF14 in the future. It's gonna be a really good time. I can't wait for this game to get a UI update. What was it called? The Adventure, like,
whatever it is, the weekly system.
Yeah, the Adventure Action or something like that. It looked so pretty. I was like, from daily to weekly, no more Tombstones of Poetics. Thank God. We're out of there. We're out of the daily system. I'm so glad.
Tombstones of Poetics. All my homies hate Tombstones.
Oh, I think we'll still have the tome system. No, they're just getting rid of tomes entirely. Yeah.
They said they're redoing Extreme Totems as well.
They are redoing Extreme Totems, which I'm very excited about. I want to say thank you to everyone that I talked to at FanFest, everyone that I've played 14 with. It's always been such a pleasure. This game really just means a lot to me, and I absolutely adore it. It's kind of it's my safe place.
I mean, listen, you and my friend groups kind of merged through this game.
Yeah, no, they straight up did. Our friend groups merged, and it was awesome.